This video will show you how the Clevertim user interface is structured, the operations available, and how you can get the most out of it. The focus of this video is on the Contacts tab. The way the Contacts tab is structured is very similar to Companies, the Cases and Opportunities tabs. If you understand how the Contacts tab is structured, you will find it very easy to move on to Companies, Cases and Opportunities, as the user interface is very similar. On the left hand side, you have your contacts. They're displayed in random order with the details of each contact, the email associated with the contact, a link to a website, a phone number. Most details are clickable. If you click a link, you will be taken to that URL, which will open in a new window. If you click on a phone number, it will try to open it in an application that's associated with making phone calls on your desktop or laptop. For example, Skype for Business, if you have it installed. Tags are also displayed. For example, if you look at this contact here, he's tagged with complicated and novelist, which will allow you later on to navigate by contact. On the right hand side, you have a section that shows you the recently viewed contacts, your favorite contacts, need for love contacts. It will allow you to import a contact and also allow you to download a template for importing your contacts, and at the same time exporting the data in CSV format or vCard or Outlook compatible format. It also allows you to export all the data, and that's contacts, companies, cases, opportunities, etc. It also allows you to browse by tag. If you click a particular tag, the list will update with only the persons and the contacts tagged with that tag. At the top, we have a section called Filter Your Contacts By, which allow you to filter your contacts and only show a subset of the contacts based on the criteria that you choose in this section. So let's start using the Filter Your Contacts By feature. The name allows me to type here a full name. So I will type James Joyce, and that only shows me James Joyce. If you have multiple contacts called James Joyce, multiple contacts will be shown in this list. Everything that matches your criteria set here will be shown in the list. Similarly, you can search by first name, last name, company, title, etc. all the fields here. What's interesting is that when you search, you can search based on snippets of text. So for example, if I want to see everyone at gmail.com in my list, I'll do something like that, and in this case only James Joyce has a Gmail address, but this will show you and filter only those contacts that have a Gmail address. Similar for phone number and regions, cities, everything in here. Some of the criteria here can be used to show when the contacts have been updated. So for example, I want to see the contacts updated in the last 10 days. That'll show me everything because I've added everything in the last 10 days. Other criteria here, I can see contacts that haven't been updated in the last 10 days. And that's nothing. And I can see contacts updated on a particular date, before a date, after a date, or in between two dates. So this is a very flexible way of filtering to only see the contacts you're actually interested in. Last contacted actually uses the date when you've last contacted that contact, and that's using the date of the latest note or email for that contact. The way the Filter Your Contacts By panel works, whenever you filter by a set of criteria, the criteria will appear in this section, and I can use multiple criteria. In order to go back to the full list, all you have to do is remove this criteria. Alternatively, you can use the reset button to go back to the full list. If you have a filter in this section, you have to remember that you only see a subset of your contacts. So make sure that when you look at your contacts, your filter reflects what you want to see. Another way of searching for your contacts is this quick search by name or reference number. Here you could type in the name and you have a few options to select contacts that contain the word James or start with the word James or end with the name James. And I can also use snippets or bits of the name, not the full name. So I want to see every contact that contains the text Amos, and that's again James. In order to clear out, I can just remove, hit enter, and I go back to the full list. For the contacts on the right hand side, I have a few indicators. The star indicates I've placed this contact in my favorites. The heart icon indicates this has been placed in the Need for Love section. The Need for Love section is intended to act as a section where you place your contacts that need particular increased attention, maybe because they have complained about your service, maybe because they're thinking about leaving your service, etc. There's also a lock indicator here. This allows you to set permissions and the visibility, who can see this particular contact. The options here are everyone, all your users will be able to see this contact. Just me, this contact becomes then private to you. If you're an admin user, you will also have this option, just this user, to assign it to a particular user, so only that user sees this contact. Or if you have defined groups of users, then you can set it to be visible only to those groups of users that you select here. Private contacts are visible to admin users as well, not just the users they're assigned to. The list can also be sorted. There is an order by drop-down control here, which allows you to sort by first name alphabetically from A to Z, or first name alphabetically from Z to A, and that's descending. So last name similarly from A to Z. But it also allows you to select your contacts and see the most recently added first, or the least recently added first, most recently modified, or least recently modified. This allows you to see the contacts that you've most recently worked on at the top of your list. In the top left corner of the contacts panel, you will see this select, this radio button. This allows you to select and perform various operations in bulk on the selected contacts. You can select however you want, or you can say all, none. When you select all of them, you get the option to select all on this page, and you might have multiple contacts on multiple pages, in which case you'd be interested in on all pages, and that means selecting everything, all your contacts. And again, if you have a filter, that means all the contacts that match that filter. And then you can perform an operation. You can delete, you can archive, you can change visibility in bulk, or you can add to favorites, add a tag, remove a tag. Again, all as a bulk operation, so you don't have to do it on each contact in turn. The filters section also allow you to save filters, so you don't have to recreate them every time, especially when you have commonly used filters. For example, if you want to see your Gmail users and you work with them frequently, what you could do is save the filter. You give it a name, Gmail users. Again, you select whether you want to make this filter public so that's available to other users so everyone can see it, or is just a filter that's private to you so only you can see it. In this case I want to make it available to other users, so I will select everyone can see it. When I save it, it appears in this section here on the right hand side under saved filters, and it will be easily available. If I click on it, it will automatically apply that filter. So it's a convenient way to save your commonly used filters and also make them available to other users so that you can easily run it. If you want to delete anything in this section, there is an X icon here which allows you to remove anything in this section, remove your favorites, etc. In the contacts list view, to navigate to an individual contact, you click on the name, and this will take you to a single contact view where you can see on the right hand side the contact details, and you can set them. I'm going to add a new email for this contact. In addition to the predefined fields, you can also define your own custom fields to store additional data. You can also raise a task for this user or create opportunities or cases for this user. You also see all the files for this contact, and these files might be files that have been attached as part of the notes. On the left hand side we have a description. This is something that stays at the top of your contact and is something that you can use to persist certain type of information. I can tag this user. To remove a tag, I just click on the tag. I'll be asked if I want to remove it. Remove. I can easily print the profile, or I can select from a set of operations, add to favorites, change visibility, archive, delete, etc. Clicking on the lock icon, I can change the visibility options like we've seen before. Adding notes is done in this section where I can simply type the note. If I want to add more options to this note, I can expand this section, which allows me to backdate the note, insert the note as if it had happened in the past. And this is useful when you have a conversation on a previous day and then you forget about adding it immediately into the contact management system, so you can insert it as of that date. You can also select to upload a file from your local machine or from Dropbox or Google Drive. You can also file the same note at the same time under an existing case for that contact, an existing opportunity, or even under multiple contacts. So I'm going to file this note under Haruki Murakami, but also under Fyodor Dostoevsky. I'm going to click Add Note. When I do that, the note is added to the history. At this point, it's available to other users in the system. I can see what I've filed it under, and I've filed it under these users. I can remove it here, or I can update it. I can edit the note. I can print it, or I can delete it. Other users can comment on the note, and this is to allow some collaboration around notes. This section allows you to send an email from the system. This email will be sent as if it was sent from your email address. It will go to the users directly. If the user replies to it, it will go into your inbox. It will not automatically go back into Clevertim. It will go back to your email address. So it's more of a convenient feature to allow you to send emails straight from the contact management system. It also allows you to send a short message to a phone, and this is if you enable the SMS Global application from our accounts applications.